All greetings. My name is JP Mariel Ericba. I'm explaining the add toy method. Display a prompt for adding a new toy. The system print a message to inform the user that they are adding a new toy. Get the toy's name. The system asks the user to enter the toy's name and store the input in a string variable. Get and validate the toy's condition. Calls the getValidCondition method, which ensures that the user select one of the valid conditions: new, used, refurbished. The selected condition is returned as a string and stored in the condition variable. Get the manufacturer name. The system asks for the manufacturer name and store it as a string. Get the toy size. The system asks for the size, dimension in centimeters, and store it as a string. Get the toy's weight. The system asks for the toy's weight in grams and store it as an int. Check if the toy is battery operated. Calls the get yes no input method, which ensure the user enters either y yes or n no. The method converts the input into boolean, true for y, false for n. Check if the toy has sound features. Call the getUseNoInput method again for sound features. Get the toy's interactive features. The system asks the user to enter a list of interactive features as a comma-separated string. Create a new toy object. A new toy object is created using all the collected values. Add the toy to the list. The newly created toy object is added to the toy list. Display a confirmation message. The system prints a message confirming that the toy has been successfully added, along with its unique ID.
All greetings, I am Mario Joseph Ordonez, and I will be discussing a Java method named getValidCondition. This method is designed to prompt the user to select a condition for an item, ensuring that the input is valid before proceeding. Let's dive into the details of how this method works. The getValidCondition method is a private static method, which means it can only be accessed within its own class and does not require an instance of the class to be called. This method returns a string which represents the condition of an item, which can be either new, used, or refurbished. We use a do-while loop to repeatedly prompt the user until a valid input is received. This ensures that the user cannot exit the loop until they provide a correct option or an input. While using scanner.nextLine, which captures the entire line of input, we add the trim to remove any white space, ensuring the input is clean. If the user input doesn't match any of the options, the method will print out an error message and prompt the user to try again.
Greetings everyone, and my name is Mark Daniel Silorico, and this of explanation of remove toy method. This method start by prompting the user to enter the ID of the toy they want to remove, and it read the ID as an integer using scanner.nextInt. Since nextInt doesn't not consume the new line character, scanner.nextLine is called to clear it. A boolean variable is removed is initialized as false to keep track of whether the toy was found and removed. And loop iterates through the toys list to find a toy with a matching ID. And the loop runs from index 0 to toy.size. And inside the loop, it checks if the current toys ID matches the user provided ID. And toys.getIndex.getID retrieves the toy ID and compares it to ID. If match is found, the toy remove from the list using toys.remove.index. And this remove the toy at the specified index from the array list. The remove flag is set to true, indicating that the toy successfully deleted, and the break statement exits the loop immediately after removing the toy, ensuring the only the first matching toy is deleted. And after the loop, it checks if remove is true or false, and if true naman is it print a success message, and false naman it means no matching toy was found, so it prints an error message.
Display all toys currently in the list. First, check if the toys list is empty. If empty, prints no toys in collection. If not, it loops through the list using for each loop and prints each toy by calling its toString method from the toy class.
Dangal greetings everyone. I'm Luigi Katindig and I discuss the search by name method and filter by condition method. The search name method. Ask the user for a name to search. Loops through the toys list and check if the name contains the search term case insensitive. Display all matching toys or no matching toys found message. The filter by condition method. Call get valid condition to get a condition from the user. Loops through the toys list to display all toys matching the condition. If none are found, print message accordingly.
Greetings everyone, my name is Cortan Risi Pastera and I'll be explaining the three key parts of our Java program: the opening, the menu system, and the yes and no input handling. These parts are essential because they allow users to interact with the program efficiently and ensure that they provide valid inputs. Let's start with the main method. This is the entry point of our program, meaning it's the first thing that runs when we execute the code. In this method, we use while loop to continuously display the menu until the user chooses to exit. The menu is displayed so the user can see their options. The program waits for the user to enter a number. Depending on the choice, the corresponding function is called. If the user enters 6, the program prints a message and exits the loop. The menu is simply a set of print statements that display the available options. The user is asked to enter a number, which determines which action is performed. The slash n ensures that a space before the menu to make it more readable. When the user enters their choice, the program reads it using scanner.nextInt, and then we handle it from an if-else structure. Now let's talk about the get yes no input method. This method is important because it ensures the user enters only y for yes or n for no. The program asks the user a yes and no questions and waits for their input. It trims any extra spaces and converts the input to uppercase to avoid case sensitivity issues. If input is y, the method returns true, and if it's n, it returns false. If the input is anything else, the program will print an error message and ask the user try again. This method is used when adding a new toy. Check if battery operated or has sound feature. In summary, the opening main method runs the program, the menu lets user navigate, and the yes and no input method ensures valid response. These these parts of work together to make the program user-friendly and efficient.
The toy class is designed to represent a toy with various attributes and behaviors. It tracks information like toy's name, condition, manufacturer, size, volume, weight, battery operated, sound features, and interactive features. These two lines assign the ID of the toy to the current value of ID counter, and then increment ID counter by 1 for the next toy created. This ensures that each toy gets a unique ID. These lines assign the values passed into the constructor to the instance variable of the object. The compute volume method calculates the volume of the toy based on its size. It first removes the cm string from the size and split the size into its three components, like length, width, height, using the split x. And we are using getter method to return the ID, name, and condition of the toy. And the toString method returns a string representation of the toy. It includes the toy's ID, name, condition, manufacturer, size, volume, and weight. The toString method is used to display all the details of the toy. And that's all for the class toy.